Toss a basketball through the air and watch it closely. The surface is spinning. The leather seams are moving in tight circles, and the entire object is traveling along an arching path. Trying to track the exact location of every single point on that ball seems completely impossible. Fortunately, physicists do not attempt to map the trajectory of every moving molecule to figure out where an object is going to land. Physics gives us a shortcut. To understand how a system behaves, scientists simplify the universe by asking two basic questions. Where is the mass, and how is it moving? The answers to those questions are found in two invisible properties, the center of mass and momentum. By calculating these two values, the visual chaos of the physical world falls away. You can look at almost any system and predict exactly how it will balance, how it will continue moving, or how it crashes. Let's start with where the mass is. The center of mass is the weighted average position of all the matter in an object or system. For a perfectly uniform sphere, like a billiard ball, that point sits exactly in the geometric center. This table outlines the center of mass for various common objects. Notice the hammer. Because the metal head contains far more matter than the wooden handle, the center of mass shifts significantly toward the heavy end. That precise, uneven distribution is exactly what makes a hammer so effective to swing. This location dictates stability. Think about packing a backpack. If you drop your heaviest books at the bottom, the bag's center of mass stays low, and it feels secure on your shoulders. Pack those same heavy books near the top, and the center of mass shifts upward, making the bag wobble and threaten to tip over. Here is where the physics gets a little counterintuitive. An object's center of mass does not actually have to exist inside the physical material of the object itself. For a ring or a boomerang, the exact balancing point floats in the empty space right in the middle. You can see this visual trickery at a track meet. Look at this athlete executing a high jump. By deeply arching his back and draping his limbs downward, he temporarily manipulates his body's mass distribution. The athlete's physical body travels over the bar, but his true center of mass actually passes entirely underneath it. This single point acts as a stand-in for the whole system. By tracking the center of mass, we can ignore surface-level distractions, like spinning or vibration, and easily plot the true underlying path of an object in motion. Which brings us to the second question: how is that mass moving? We measure this using momentum, the sheer quantity of motion an object possesses. Take a look at this breakdown for Formula 1. Linear momentum, represented by the letter P, is calculated by simply multiplying an object's mass by its velocity. Because the two variables are multiplied together, a heavy truck barely rolling down a street carries a massive amount of momentum, but a lightweight racing bicycle speeding downhill can generate the exact same quantity of motion entirely through high velocity. When moving objects eventually hit something, they experience a change in momentum, a process called impulse. To survive high momentum impacts, you have to manage that impulse. You do that by increasing the amount of time the collision takes to happen. This photo of a car crashing through a brick wall shows why this matters. You cannot instantly alter a moving car's mass or speed in the middle of a wreck, but safety devices like airbags and seatbelts stretch out the duration of the impact. By adding just a few extra milliseconds to the crash, they drastically reduce the physical force acting on the human body. Momentum is a harsh physical reality. Engineers spend their careers finding ways to constantly manage, absorb, and redirect it to keep us safe in a world of constant motion. When multiple objects interact, we call them a system. If two ice skaters are standing perfectly still, their total momentum is zero. When they push off each other, one moves left and the other moves right. Because these are internal forces, their opposite velocities cancel each other out, and the system's total momentum remains exactly zero. This behavior reveals one of the most powerful rules in all of classical mechanics, the law of conservation of momentum. It states that if no outside forces, like friction or gravity, interfere with an isolated system, its total momentum must remain constant. Look at this rocket lifting off the launch pad. It looks like it is pushing against the ground to rise into the air, but the actual mechanics rely entirely on the conservation of momentum. The rocket is a closed system. To move upward, it shoots superheated exhaust gas backward out of its engines at incredible speeds. The gas gains massive downward momentum. To keep the total momentum of the system balanced, the body of the rocket gains an exactly equal amount of upward momentum. This photograph of a space station proves just how universal this law is. Out in the complete vacuum of orbital space, there is absolutely no air or ground to push against. By expelling small bursts of gas, a spacecraft maneuvers itself entirely through that exact same momentum trade-off. Once you track where the mass is and how it moves, the mechanics of our universe come sharply into focus. A high jumper clearing a bar and a rocket piercing the atmosphere are beautiful, completely predictable expressions of the exact same physical laws.